Gian, Canete, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve derivatives using a constant and the constant times a function rule. Let's start with constant rule first. Our given is f of x is equals to x to the fourth power minus 18. In solving the derivatives, you will multiply the exponent to x, giving it a 4. And we will subtract 1 to our exponent, making it 3. In this rule, the constant numbers will become 0. Next up is constant times a function. In this rule, we will follow these steps. The derivative of y is constant times the derivative of the function. In our example, f of x is equals to 9 cube root of x squared. First, we simplify cube root of x squared, which is x raised to 2 over 3. Then, we find the derivative of x raised to 2 over 3, which is 2 over 3x raised to negative 1 over 3. Then, we multiply the constant 9 with 2 over 3x raised to negative 1 over 3. It will give us the answer 6x raised to negative 1 over 3, or 6 over x raised to 1 over 3, or 6 over cube root of x.
Good day everyone. I am here to show you how to use product and quotient rule. So, for our product rule, we use f of x times g prime of x plus g of x times f prime of x for our formula. And now, let's apply it to a certain given. Here is our example. F of x is equals to 4x squared plus 8 times 8x squared, whereas 4x squared plus 8 would be our f of x and 8x squared would be our g of x. So first, let's copy our f of x, which is 4x squared plus 8, then get the derivative of 8x squared, which is 16x. Then, copy the g of x and then get the derivatives of our f of x, which would be 8x. Then, after that, we just distribute 16x to 4x squared and 8, whereas 64x cubed plus 128x would be the product. And multiply also 8x squared to 8x to get 64x cubed. Then after that, we simply combine all the like terms. In that case, we just simply add 64x cubed to another 64x cubed to get 128x cubed. So, our final answer would be f prime of x is equal to 128x cubed plus 128x. So, there you have it. And now, for our quotient rule, we have g of x times f prime of x minus f of x times g prime of x over g of x squared. We use this as our formula. Just be guided that in our quotient rule, the numerator would be the f of x and the denominator would be the g of x. So, let's begin. Here's our example. F of x is equals to x minus 10 over 2x plus 16. In this example, x minus 10 is our f of x and 2x plus 16 is our g of x. So, for our first step, copy the g of x, then multiply it to the derivative of our f of x, which would be 1 minus f of x, which is x minus 10. Then multiply by the derivatives of our g of x, which is 2 over 2x plus 16 squared. So after that, we got 2x plus 16 minus 2x plus 20 over 2x plus 16 squared. So here, we just simply cancel out positive 2x and negative 2x. Then, add 16 to 20. Then we just copy our g of x squared. So for our final answer, we got 36 over 2x plus 16 squared. So, there you have it.
Good day everyone, and welcome to the discussion of derivatives. Today, we are going to talk about chain rule. In chain rule, we have the formula if y equals to y raised to n, then y prime is equals to n times u raised to n minus 1 times u prime. Here are some example equations for chain rule. F of x is equals to 7x times 6 plus 3x squared. In this equation, you will notice that there are two rules that we are going to use. So first is the product rule. F of x times g prime x plus g of x times f prime x. So, apply the rule and you got 42x times 6 plus 3x plus 6 plus 3x squared times 7. Then, 6 plus 3x, open 42x plus, open parenthesis, 6 plus 3x squared times 7. Distribute the 7 and you got 6 plus 3x times 42x plus 42 plus 21x. Combine like terms and then times. And then you got it. 189x squared plus 504x plus 252. That's all. Thank you.
Alcaraz, and I'm going to show you how to solve implicit differentiation. So we have f of x is equal to x squared plus 5xy squared plus 4x squared y is equal to 0. So let's start. First step, take the derivative of each term. The derivative of first term is 2x and the second term is 5xy squared. Then adding dy over dx, so it will become 10xy dy over dx plus 5y squared is equal to 0. Second step, take the derivative of third term, which is 4x squared y, then adding dy over dx, so it will become 4x squared dy over dx plus 8xy is equal to 0. Third step, combine them and solve for dy over dx. So it will become 10xy dy over dx is equal to negative 5y squared minus 8xy minus 2x. So divide both sides and the answer is dy over dx is equal to negative 5x squared minus 8xy minus 2x over 10xy plus 4x squared.
Hello everyone, I'm Andrea Nicole Aguila and I'm here to tell you how can you use differentiation in a real-life problem. So here's our sample problem. Suppose that a ladder of length 25 feet is placed on a vertical wall. It was then found out that the base of the ladder slides at a rate of 2 inches per minute. How fast is the base of the ladder moving away from the base of the wall at the instance when the base of the ladder is 15 feet from the base of the wall? Step 1. Draw a figure for the problem. Label and find your variables. Let t be the time in minutes elapsed since the ladder started sliding down the wall. X be the distance of the base of the ladder from the base of the wall at time t. And y be the distance of the tip of the ladder from the base of the wall at time t. Step 2. Write down numerical facts. Note that 25 feet is a fixed value as it is the length of the ladder and its value never changes through time. On the other hand, 15 feet represents a value for a specific instance. This same value represents a variable since it is associated with x. There is no constant associated with y, but we can easily compute for its value if ever the need arises using the working equation that we will be setting up. Step 3. Write the variable's rate of change as a derivative with respect to time. The constant 2 inches per minute represents a change for the variable x. However, since it is associated to something that increases, then the derivative should be positive. Thus, we have dx over dt is equals to 2. Furthermore, with all of the information taken into account, it is clear that we want the answer to the question, what is the rate of change of y with respect to time when x is equals to 15? Step 4. Set up the working equation. Since the figure is typically that of a right triangle with 3 sides, it must follow that the Pythagorean theorem must give the equation that relates the variable x, y, and the constant 20. Thus, x squared plus y squared is equals to 25 squared or equals to 625 is the working equation. Step 5. Differentiate both sides of the equation in step 4 with respect to time. dt quantity x squared plus y squared quantity is equals to dt quantity 625 quantity. 2x times dx over dt plus 2y times dy over dt is equals to 0. That is equation 1. Since we want to determine the rate of change of y at the indicated moment, then from equation 1 we have dy over dt is equals to negative 2x times dx over dt over 2y equals negative x over y times dx over dt. That is equation number 2. Step 6. Substitute the numerical values to solve for the unknown. Substituting the given values in steps 2 and 3 into equation 2, we will get if x is equals to 15, then dy over dt is equals to negative 15 over y times dx over dt. That is equation 3. Since we do not have a value for y, we use the equation in step 4 in order to get a corresponding y value when x is equals to 15. Thus, we have 15 squared plus y squared is equals to 625. We will transpose 15 squared to the other side and it will become y squared is equals to 625 minus 225 is equals to 400. Square both sides and it will become y is equals to 20. This is equation 4. Another problem with equation 3 is the unit of measure used. Note that both x and y are in feet while the rate dx over dt is in inches per minute. We either convert feet to inches or inches to feet. For this particular case, we convert inches to feet. Thus, dx is equals to dx over dt is equals to 2 inches per minute times 1 over 12 feet per inches is equals to 1 over 6 feet per minute. This is equation 5. Plugging in equations 4 and 5 into equation 3. If x is equals to 15, then dy over dt is equals to negative 15 over 20 times 1 6 is equals to negative 1 8 feet per minute. Notice that this is reasonable since the tip of the ladder sliding down the wall means that its rate is decreasing and hence has a negative value.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to present a problem and solve it that is related to the topic, computing for a higher derivatives. To solve for the first derivatives, you'll use the quotient rule, which is f prime x is equal to kx times g prime x minus gx times k prime x over kx squared. To solve for the second derivative, you'll be using the quotient rule and the chain rule. I apply the chain rule in 2x minus 1 squared as the k prime of x. To solve for the third derivatives, I use the shortcut method, which is there's no fraction but the exponent will be negative. To solve, first you'll use chain rule to 2x minus 1 negative 3. Second, multiply 52, negative 3, and 2 to get negative 312, then make it a fraction. Lastly, to solve for the fourth derivatives, repeat the method I used in solving the third derivatives.